Hi everyone, Sarah here. I am here to share with you my project for the 12 Days of Inspiration YouTube Hop, which is being hosted by Jamie. She is Scrapping Stampers here on YouTube, and she is the owner of the Not2Shabby shop. I will have all the information down below and the links to all the blog hops. It started on December 12th with Jamie's channel, and there is at least one person a day doing a project, and the links are all down below. So subscribe to each person, leave a comment, and head on over to Jamie's and watch her first video with all the details. There is a coupon code during the hop for 15% off your total purchase at the Not2Shabby shop, and there are some great prizes that are going to be up for grabs from Jamie. So we were to make an item, hopefully not a card, something to give you guys some inspiration on using your supplies. Excuse me. And I chose to make a luminary. I went a little bit bigger than the last one that I made, but I'm just going to show you the products that I used first. So I used patterned paper, and then I also used my parchment paper. And this is like from, I used to do Pergamano. I'm just going to show you guys that. So it's like a vellum, but it's a lot thicker. It has a thicker feel to it. So I used that for the lantern sections, and I embossed it with this embossing folder from the Paper Studio. I used this Spellbinders, which is Labels 25, to cut out my little spots. I am going to have a tutorial if you guys stay after I show my project. I'm going to add it in as a separate video, or as another section of this video. I'll give you guys all the dimensions and everything to make it. I used this lace from Joann's. I had a little bit of this left. This is my wired tinsel from Walmart that I got last year. I added in some of these wood veneer snowflakes. I'm not sure if they're Maya Road or, I can't remember because I took them out of the packaging, and I used a couple different sizes of these white roses that were gifted to me by Irene, Crafty Irina. Thank you, Irene. I love them. And I used some of this Snow Rider. It's kind of like Snow Tex, and it's all glittery. So I used that on the snow sections. And I used this beautiful stamp, which is from the Not2Shabby shop. It's a Whimsy Stamps We stamp called Lullaby. I'm not sure if it's still in the store, but this was one I purchased with all of my Christmas stamps. She is super adorable and upside down. Okay, so let me slide it in here so you guys can see. It is a 3D luminary, and you can see the light is flashing in the back. I just picked up these, they're flickering tea lights. They're just from my dollar store. So it is all made out of paper, and like I said, if you stay tuned, I will have all the details on how to make it. You can see that the vellum is textured from the embossing plate, and then also I put some white Wink of Stella on it, so it's all sparkly too, and I'll go close up to show you guys later. I have a layer of gold ribbon underneath here. You can't really see it from this distance, but under these pearls, which were also gifted to me by Irene. And then there's a little flower in the back there. The top, this is all attached, this piece here. So this is a base, and then this is the top part. This is where I put the lace. This is a adhesive pearl from Hobby Lobby. There is some of my roses. There's a wood veneer snowflake. Some more roses over here. This huge poinsettia is from Michael's. I've had it in my stash for a while. And then there's the image. And I did put a little bit of twine down here with another rose. So basically this lifts off and that is where the light sits, and then that way you can turn it on and off. So here's the base up close. It's 2 pieces of paper, and I'll show the dimensions and everything later on. You can see the gold. It's just like a sheer gold ribbon that I put underneath the pearls, and then on this base piece I wrapped the garland around and the roses to hide the 2 pieces coming together. And there's the front. And then here is the beautiful lullaby image. She's just gorgeous. I love the little birdie. And then you can see where I added in the snow rider. There's a bunch of little bits of snow sitting on the branch and on the leaves. I do have this bent up a little because of the edge there. I did use 2 layers of foam tape so that it would be sticking out, but it needed to stick out just a little bit further. So just the bottom is bent that way. She's so adorable. And you can see the sparkle on the parchment paper. There's a wood veneer there. So basically it looks like it's frosted glass. It looks a little messy up close, but when it's glowing in the lantern, it looks really cool. Alright, so then you just turn your little light on. You can place it on there, and you just have to center it over, because there is a rim all the way around to help that shape. So you can just go like this if you want. And then I just slide my image behind that flower. And there it is. Super beautiful. It's going to be on my kitchen table for Christmas dinner. Alright, so I am going to shut off just for a second, and I'll be attaching the video with the tutorial. Okay, I am back. Alright, so I am going to give you the dimensions and step-by-step on how I put this together. I will type it all out and have it on my blog. And there is a link to a template that I will also have in there for you guys. Please bear with me, it's been a while since I've done a tutorial. Okay, so the actual base is made up of 2 pieces. So the bottom piece is this one here, and this is basically all of this except for the lid is cut out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So this is a 4.5 inch square, and it has been scored a 1/2 inch along all 4 sides. And then basically what I did was I just started at one spot and I cut up and then cut a little notch out, and then turn, do the same thing so that you're doing them all on the same spot. Okay, and then what we are going to do, I am using Scotch Quick Dry. Sorry, terrible angle here, guys. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue and then hold it down. Ooh, maybe a lot of glue if I'm even in frame. And then just hold it down until it dries. And we're going to do that to all 4 sides. Now, if you guys have any questions at any time, just let me know. I know I want to try and be pretty quick so I can get this all in one video. And it is pretty simple. It's nothing, no rocket science here. I'm just making some squares. And as you can see, I'm terrible at doing it. And this one, I'm not doing Christmas. This is going to be a Valentine's Day one. Okay. So there is my box for the base. So that's the bottom. The next one, this one is a 5-inch square. It's a little bit bigger because we are actually creating a little bit of a base to glue it down onto the first one. Okay, so it's a 5-inch square and it is scored on each side at 5/8 and 1 inch. So then just turn 5/8, 1 inch, same thing all the way around. Now the cutting on this one is a little bit more complicated. You are going to want to cut all the way up to the second score line and make your little tab like we did on the first one, and then cut out the rest. So you want all of your square, like your corner, gone except for this little tiny tab. And then just turn and do the same thing so that you're always going in the same direction. Now I have pre-scored everything, so basically what we are going to do is do the same thing. You're going to take these little tabs that we created and put some glue on them, and then you just want to fold it in and hold it. Basically at this point we're just doing the one tab, so it's going to look like you have a really big border, which is fine. Just fold it in and make your corner. Just want to hold it till it dries. That's why quick dry is good. You can use hot glue too if you want. I don't want to burn my fingers on camera. One more here. Okay, so we're going to let this one dry, and then basically what we're going to do is we have 4 flaps now, and all I do is take 2 and fold them in, and then take the other 2 and fold them in, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in these corners just to tack them down a little bit. And then I do all of them at the same time. It's just a little bit easier. And then it's easier just to put it down on your table and push it, and just to hold it in place until the glue grabs, because you're just basically making that case there. And you can push it this way too. If you have to, stick your finger underneath, push it up a little. On my table. So that is our second tier, and then basically it is going to get glued right onto this one. Now you can use hot glue or you can use the quick dry glue, doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it for now because I just want to get through doing all the steps with you. So that's the base that's made. The next step is going to be the actual lantern. Now this sheet of paper is 5 inches by 11 1/4. So you're going to cut out your strip 5 by 11 1/4, and then you are going to start scoring it. The first score mark is at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11. And that's just going to give you a little 1/4 inch flap here. And then you're going to flip it, and you're going to score the long edge at 1/2 inch and the other side at 1/2 inch. Once you have it all scored, that is when I took it and ran it through my Cuttle Bug with my dies. So you want to choose the size for your window, basically where you want it to fit, and you're just going to center it, and I just use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place, run it through, and then you're going to move it along and just do them each separately, one at a time. Found it a lot easier that way. Okay, and then once you have those punched out, that is when I go in and I cut my little, just my little slits to make it easier to fold. So basically just cut down each score line to the fold mark, take out a little V, and then that way when it's folded in, we're not going to have issues with the paper. And then just do it on the 2 sides and then also at the end. Okay. These little pieces of vellum or parchment paper, whichever you choose, They are cut at... Hi everyone, I apologize. I noticed when I got to the end that my camera had cut off. So it cut off at the point where I was telling you that the vellum pieces are 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Basically what I have done is each of those pieces were put over top of the cutouts, and all I did was use 4 glue dots, 1 in each corner. It works out really good, especially if you're going to emboss the vellum. The glue dots will help keep it stuck there, and they don't have to be totally flush, and then you don't have little bits of glue sticking out of your little lanterns. Okay, so then all I did was I took my little flap and glued it down to make the square, and then each of these edges are going to be glued down here. So same way we did it on this little piece. You're just going to put a little bit of glue in each of these corners, or you can use glue dots, doesn't matter. And you just want to make sure that it's square when you're doing it, and then you're going to flip it over and do the other side also. Okay, and then that is, these two will be glued together, and this is what's going to sit on here. So you don't want to glue it down unless you're not putting a light in it, but if you want to be able to put a light underneath, you just want to sit it on top. Okay, so then the lid, all of this I was able to cut out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I did have to use another sheet for this, but I happen to have the 6 by 6 matching. So this is where I use the template, and I'll have the link to the blog. Sorry, I can't remember the woman's name, but I found it from Split Coast Stampers. And you can see I've already put it together because the camera shut off. So basically I just traced it out and then cut it out, and I poke a little hole in here to find the center, and then I use my ruler to make my score marks. This gets cut up here, so I'll just do this so I can show you guys how it's put together. And then you score it all, and then you're going to take this one over and you're going to glue it on here. And you can see that it doesn't quite match up. That is the template, but all I did once it's glued, I flip it upside down and I just cut that off with my scissors. Okay, sorry I wasn't able to show you the one that I made. So then basically once this is done, I glued the lace underneath, like from the bottom, and put the pearls over the top. And then when I was ready to glue down the lid, I used hot glue, and I just put a big pile of glue in each 4 corners, and then set this down and held it firmly in place until the hot glue dries. You want to make sure that you're centered when you're on there. Okay, so that is it. Don't forget to head over to Jamie's to watch her video if you haven't started off there. And the coupon code for 15% off all your purchase at Not2Shabby shop. Leave a comment, follow along to everyone on the blog, or sorry, on the hop. Alright, have a great day. Thanks, bye.